Thank you for choosing to watch the Watchman News Headlines video. Our full episodes can now be seen over at Patreon with much more added content for just $2 a month. Link is in the description. If you cannot afford $2 a month, please consider using our Amazon affiliate link, purchasing from our Teespring store, or making a PayPal donation. All links are below. In order for us to grow, we have to make changes to enable it. Our time is valuable, and we have been one of the very few news sources actually dedicated to bringing you honest, hard-hitting, actionable news and information. Plus, for your $2 a month, you do not have to hear me blabber about these links. It's a win for us all.
Bullshit.
Thank you. Good evening, Watchmen and Watchwomen of YouTube. So tonight, just kind of talked about different imbalances around the world. There's a lot of craziness going on. Past 24 hours, in some senses, it almost seems like the calm before the storm. So, not a ton of news, but some of the news that has came out been a bit concerning. So, anyway, we'll just dive on into the headlines and go from there. So, starting out with just stuff from today. Tweeting our launch codes, ? U.S. Strategic Command sends cryptic tweet setting off panic and speculation. Kind of is a weird tweet. A giant container ship stuck in Suez Canal partially refloated in first step to unblock one of the world's busiest waterways. Pardon me. Draft report of joint WHO-China study says it's extremely unlikely COVID-19 originated from a lab leak, says the media. And I got a bridge to sell you. Czech Republic's richest person, Peter Kellner, among 5 killed in helicopter crash in Alaska. Insulting Putin should be punishable with a prison term, senior Russian lawmaker says after outrage over Biden's killer comments. Venezuelan President Maduro offers oil for vaccines as country sees spike in COVID-19 cases. Creator of Russia's Sputnik 5 warns COVID-19 may spread through cats and dogs in next phase of pandemic. Oil sinks as Suez Canal container ship successfully refloated. Government urges caution and common sense as England emerges from stay-at-home COVID-19 order. Email accounts of Trump's DHS chief and cybersecurity officials were breached in SolarWinds hack, says the media. North Korea condemns UN's attempts to strip its right to self-defense after latest missile tests. China urges Western brands to avoid politics amid boycott over the rejection of Xinjiang cotton. Let's see. By trying to talk tough on China, Biden's White House is pushing Beijing into an alliance with Moscow, top Russian senator claims. We pointed that out as well. Myanmar protesters refuse to give up mass rallies after bloodiest weekend since coup. Lebanon in danger of sinking like Titanic, says Parliament Speaker, and warns everyone will drown unless government is formed. A French-based international pharmaceutical company, Servier, convicted over deadly weight loss drug. A couple who married 6 months ago identified as suicide bombers in Indonesian church attack. Catastrophic consequences for people's lives, debt crisis looming for developing world due to COVID response, a UN chief warns. South Korea's president sacks top economic aide for sharply raising rent amid housing crisis. London sees no new COVID deaths for the first time in half a year. Visa settles first payment transaction with crypto in milestone move for industry. Backlog from Suez Canal debacle could take months to sort out, says shipping giant Maersk. Trump makes cameo at Mar-a-Lago wedding and dunks on Biden policies. 24 million put into COVID-19 lockdown as Philippines imposes restrictions on economic hub Metro Manila. Taiwan says 10 Chinese warplanes entered its air defense identification zone. Close Navalny ally blames Kremlin for father's arrest on abuse of power charges, claims it's motivated by his political activities. Putin calls on nations across the world to create new legally binding global cyberspace treaty as hack attempt row with U.S. escalates. UK minister tells Brits to call out others for doing odd things like hugging loved ones as lockdown eases. Stranded Ever Given container ship refloated, Suez Canal traffic resumes, says the authority chairman. Dutch reporters attacked, one hit by a car while covering COVID rule-breaking churches. London has no plans to share COVID vaccines with Republic of Ireland, PM's office says, despite reports. Jailed Belarusian politician Babariko forms a new party from prison as President Lukashenko pledges fresh crackdown on opposition. Dutch troops failed to distinguish military and civilian targets during 2007 Afghanistan battle that left dozens dead, says a lawyer. Bitcoin rallies to one-week high after Visa pilots crypto transactions. Russia approves school textbook authored by flag-waving former culture minister who railed against tolerance and multiculturalism. The Biden-Harris administration White House website puts VP in the limelight in peculiar break from tradition, which is kind of concerning. I talked a little bit about that during the monologue. UK to make social media pay huge fines for failing to remove content illegal on the street, says minister. Southwest orders 100 Boeing 737 MAX planes while air travel demand still erratic. Russia gives elderly Crimean woman 12 years in prison for passing classified military secrets to Ukrainian intelligence. Let's see. Fewer than 1 in 10 adults sleeping well during UK's COVID lockdowns, a study says. Palestine's stunted inoculation program receives 100,000 COVID-19 vaccines from China. Myanmar refugees fleeing military crackdown turned away by neighboring Thailand and India, says reports. EU chiefs to visit Turkey amid tensions over Ankar's crackdown to Kurdish supporting party. Let's see. Hard-hitting analysis, CNN blasted for peace, explaining the secret behind Joe Biden being so popular. U.S. threatens to impose retaliatory 25% tariff on UK exports over discriminatory tech firms' tax. Islamic State claims Mozambique attack killed 55, thousands reported fleeing besieged gas town. Pope sends Julian Assange personal message to his jail cell, partner says. I'm scared. Top U.S. health official warns of impending doom as new COVID-19 cases increase 10% in a week. George Floyd's brother calls Derek Chauvin case a slam dunk as jury sworn in and opening arguments made. Greenwald calls out USA Today reporter over article targeting Capitol riot. Legal defense funding gets accused of harassment. Risking the brand, Amazon engineer reportedly flagged company's unnecessarily antagonistic viral tweets as a potential hack. UK signs deal for GlaxoSmithKline to produce 60 million doses of Novavax COVID-19 vaccine. Vaccination reduce risk of onward COVID-19 transmission while reinfections are rare. ECDC technical review. It's not ACDC, it's ECDC. Nike denies involvement in Satan shoes, but critics can't help but keep noticing the swoosh on the sides. Yeah, it kind of makes it hard to... Trump will be back in office in August. My pillow guy vows to take 2020 election fight to Supreme Court and announces a new platform. Brazil's foreign and defense ministers resign amid coronavirus surge and U.S. pressure, says reports. U.S. offers $10 million reward for info on Hezbollah's operative convicted of former Lebanese PM's assassination. I'll get it right somehow. COVID-19 cases decrease in Texas as governor's Neanderthal thinking apparently hasn't caused a predicted virus catastrophe. There we go. Like that was hard. Most Americans see cancel culture as a threat to freedom and fear they could be fired for posting the wrong opinion, says a poll. Nike sues Brooklyn company over Satan shoes and bid to salvage brand from critics. A Captain Underpants spinoff yanked amid crackdown on supposed anti-Asian passive racism in children's books. Biden calls for states to halt reopenings as COVID-19 cases tick upward nationally, even as some mandate-free states see declines. Trump trashes King of the Flip-Flops Fauci and Do As I Say Birx after COVID advisors badmouthed him on CNN. Got a number 2 up there. Prosecutors add sex trafficking charge against Ghislaine Maxwell, alleged she procured and groomed 14-year-old girl for Epstein to abuse. And huge privacy implications. Florida Governor DeSantis vows to ban vaccine passports as Biden administration joins forces with big tech. So those two to get added to the mix. So anyway, there you go. There's the headlines. I am out of here. I hope everybody has a good evening. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit. And shalom.